Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? We're at Ferne Clyffe State Park outside of Goreville, Illinois. Doing a little bit of hammock camping in the rain. I'll probably do a little bit of hiking today, so let's check it out. Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? We're hammock camping in the rain. Ferne Clyffe State Park outside of Goreville, Illinois. It's been raining for, I don't know, 4 hours or so now. Just woke up in the middle of the night to take care of things, check out the campsite, and kind of pound the little side tables into the ground a little bit better. So yeah, it was interesting. Set up here around evening time and got my daughter's hammock set up first and then set up mine in the dark. There's some people around here. But yeah, so it rained about 10 o'clock. Big old storm clouds and stuff on the radar. So it said till at least 2:30 for the rain. Weather app kind of said till like 9 or 10 in the morning. So I'll probably believe that one. But fun part right now, I don't have an underquilt protector on any of the hammocks, so I'm getting a lot of splashback. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how things hold up tomorrow. Hammock grew a pair of legs. So I got my little helper here with me.
Hi.
About 7:45 in the morning. Just woke up. Daughter said I was sawing logs. Had my earplugs in and slept okay. Woke up about 2:30 to, I don't know, maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock or something in the morning. Rained a lot. So, daughter said that her hammock wasn't too bad. She didn't really get any splash up. She was a lot higher up. Mine was a little bit of an angle, as I set mine up in the dark. So I got a little bit of splash up on my underquilt. So, let that be a lesson. When it's raining, definitely bring an underquilt protector with you. Just want to give a quick review on the hammocks. So, I got the Kammok Mantis, 2 of these. I've used these before. They're okay. I do like my Warbonnet Outdoors Blackbird XLC and Ridge Runner as well as my HammockGear hammocks a lot better. And I'll tell you why. It's the cordage. So you notice these ones have line locks, and they have this regular absorbive reflective cordage. That stuff likes to twist up and knot like the dickens. Pain in the butt when you're trying to untie it, when you have it bundled up. So that was really hard to do. Mine wasn't as bad because I've used it more, so the cordage had a little better, you know, wrapping and stuff, but still it tangled a little. Other problem I had was, especially with hers, I did a little bit with both of them. I basically wrapped the extra line around the tree, and then on mine I came back and did a little knot right there, you know, just kind of looped it up and tied it over itself. Because this was so, they got these little hooks, which normally if you got the trees far enough away, like 18 feet or something, you'd be fine. We were probably 12 feet here, if even that. 11-foot tarp, so yeah, a little tight, and because of the angle of this being straight out, these things were just slipping like crazy. So I came back and just wrapped around and kind of, you know, wrapped it one way and then pulled it back the other way, and then just kind of tied it on itself. So that way everything stayed intact, because especially down there, that one kept slipping a lot too. And you put these under tension and all of a sudden just whoop. So on my other hammocks, I usually like to use, you know, an actual tree to tree separate ridge line, and then I just take carabiners, mini ones, and tack onto them with a prusik knot, and that way I can center it wherever I need to over the hammock. And then on my lines down here, I like using that yellow zinget stuff, like Spectre cord, and it just doesn't absorb any water. It doesn't tangle up like that. You know, it's easy to take apart. And then I have my little shot cord loops. I have a little loop at the end, so I just boop, feed it through itself, bring it out, and then I'll just do a marlin spike hitch down at the bottom, you know, on mine. But on this one, this Kammok's got these tiny little stakes, and they already got loops at the end. So, I mean, it works. This one pulled out when my daughter came over here this morning. So, the ground was tough as nails last night. I was using my shoe to try to get these in. They were hard. But when it rained, it eventually softened it all up in the wee hours. The python straps, they're not too bad. It's kind of hard to mess up straps. Other thing about the hammock, it's got similar to like the Warbonnet Blackbird XLC, this Kammok Mantis has kind of this little shelf area here that you can store gear, which comes in handy, I'll admit it. But I got a little pull out there, a little shot cord piece, which I'm glad they put shot cord, and then I can just tie that onto that other stake down there on that line. Only thing is you got these extra lines that you gotta find them sometimes because they're not attached to anything. So yeah, I found mine right away, but on hers, since I don't use her orange hammock that much, one was attached to the unit, the other one, I don't know, it was somewhere. I eventually found it on the ground last night in the wee hours, so I attached them for her. But yeah, you know, then the little tables I got here, little Schwarzbian tables from Germany. We put our shoes on there, so hers ain't too bad. Mine got pretty dirty, but with the ground being so hard, I couldn't even get them in last night. But once it rained, in like 2:30 when I woke up, these had all fallen down. They just boonk, fell down. Our shoes are on the ground. They got dirty. but still the ground wasn't too wet underneath yet. So I came back, set them up, and just pounded my fist like a hammer, and they just whoop sunk way down. So that ground really softened up overnight. Put them on, put the shoes back up there. She had a couple daddy long legs on hers at the time, but well, she doesn't know, doesn't hurt her. But now she's like, what? So yeah, these tables work out pretty good, but like I say, the ground was so tough as nails, I guess because it was so dry for a while. But yeah. But yeah, her underquilt doesn't feel wet. Mine definitely has damp spots. I felt it in my back. I could see it in spots on mine. And yeah, I'll definitely have to store this elsewhere. They got a lot of splash up and stuff on mine. Both the head end and a foot end, and my bag's all wet. And so it'd be fun drying all this stuff out at home later. But got a couple of vinyl dry bags here too from Palm Company. Forgot which site I bought them off of, but I buy a lot of UK stuff. That is probably the only country outside the US during this pandemic that still has fairly reliable delivery. Germany takes forever. France, forget that. Can't read the language very well and stuff gets lost. I just had an adventure with that. A bunch of camping food. I had to cancel the order because after a month and a half, nothing was being updated. So yeah. And then Chinese stuff, yeah, that's hit and miss. And plus, I'm not really fond of them right now in this pandemic. So just bought a tea kettle from them. That's about it. But rest of the stuff, I'm just avoiding it like the plague. Don't deal with India either right now either. Got scammed on an e-bike. So yeah, looks like she put in some little string lights here. That's cute. And I want to show you guys this too. This is one of her dowels my daughter made. She made a blue-haired one yesterday she was working on at home. But she's making these out of socks. Just hand stitching them. Taking yarn, making the wigs. Making the outfits out of different things. This one's got a little hoodie with a pocket and everything. And she's making the body and all that stuff out of socks. She bought herself a little bag of socks and sewing them all up. So it's kind of cute. You gonna make that into your business someday?
Well, my friends already want some like dolls with themselves.
That's cool. So yeah, the little blue-haired one looks a little bit like her.
Yeah, that was the point.
So I guess we're gonna rustle up some grub, get a few things back to the car, and hopefully the rain is taking a reprieve for a while. But
so get some freeze-dried oatmeal.
Well, the oatmeal's not freeze-dried; it's just oatmeal.
Or
you can see some of the other campsites over there. Got some up here, and so it's not too bad. Then we got a cool gentleman over here. He's backpacking. They say he's doing part of the River to River Trail, which runs right near here. And sporting a cool big Agnes tent. So yeah, that's something I want to do someday, is do part of that River to River Trail. Put it on my bucket list.
Your bucket list?
Yep.
List of buckets. I just got spiderweb on my knee.
Yeah, just don't kick the bucket list.
Oh. Well, you kick the bucket list after you complete the bucket list.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm going to turn this off for a minute and see if I lost my keys.
Oh, did you lose your keys?
I don't know. I'll find out. I think they're in my cargo pocket. Yeah, they're down there. I'm good.
Never mind.
Hey everybody, so this is the Whiffle Boys franchise style pizza that we had for dinner last night. It's got chicken and got ranchero sauce.
There's cat hair on my straw.
Got tomato chunks and all that. A little bit of crumbled up bacon. It's pretty good. I'm not sure how long cooked chicken actually stays good, but this has been sitting in my car overnight. No refrigeration, so I'm not going to chance it.
You chance 50-year-old beans.
50-year-old beans?
I'm sure you've tried them before.
Not 50-year-old.
25.
I've had like
30.
20 or 30-year-old deep fried, freeze-dried peaches, but
I don't think
but
that's
they were
healthy.
sealed. They were sealed. They were desiccated and preserved. U.S. military rations. Delicious. But yeah, this pizza was really good. So if you're ever down in Southern Illinois, here, hold the box, dear.
Okay. Ah.
Try to show you the lid here.
You're like, oh, hold the box. Well, what way?
Whiffle Boys Pizza.
Oh, I didn't realize it had yellow on it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mr. Whiff.
Interesting.
So yeah, they're pretty good. Had a big chicken Caesar salad in addition to the pizza, so I got full last night. But it's pretty good. Goreville's got a location. Murfreesboro's got one. I know there's a few other locations, I think, on their website, so you check them out if you're ever down Southern Illinois. So what do you think of them?
It's food. It's edible. I'll eat it.
I mean, how was the pizza?
Better than... It was good.
I think it's better than Pizza Hut for sure.
Yeah, Pizza Hut's like way too greasy.
Yeah.
I mean, the cheese maybe fell off of this like once or twice, but it was still good.
Yeah, it tasted good.
Yeah, nice sauce.
Yep. Time for breakfast, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's get some grits and porridge.
Rustled us up some biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got some brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tarts.
Just so you know, I'm sitting there.
And got some oatmeal with blueberries, and in the interest of saving some dishes later,
Oh, look what I
I'm just
found.
gonna use this.
Crackers.
Oh, yeah, crackers. Yeah.
If only that would focus. Oh well.
Just that easy. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty boil.
Copyright. I'm going to sue you. I saw a guy with a parrot on a motorcycle going to Target.
Interesting thing to talk about during breakfast.
Yeah. Well, I just remembered it. It was a really pretty parrot. It was one of those blue ones with the rainbow wings. You know?
Okay, interesting turn of events here. After my daughter got done talking about her little pirate dude adventure, I got
He was on a motorcycle too.
Biscuit in my water. While I was shaking up my bag, my biscuits, water burned my hand. Water got in and on my stove bag. I shook it out, my spoon fell on the ground, and then I got Biscuit in the water and got water all over my nice napkins there. So that's a nice turn of events. But I'm going to use this extra water to make a little warm oatmeal. So that way we aren't
Biscuit water.
eating anything too cold this morning.
No, I wanted cold oatmeal.
Really?
Soggy cold oatmeal.
You did.
Delicious. That's okay. I can just put some forest ice in there.
Yeah.
Just go like, I got ice now.
You got ice now. You're the magic ice maker.
I am the magical ice Elsa of the forest.
Just let it go.
Yeah, I'll just let it go.
And whatever you do, don't lean back. We'll have another spill.
I should have my crackers.
My luck is running great so far.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So we're just gonna let our biscuits and gravy here warm up, rehydrate, and we're gonna have some biscuits and gravy and some oatmeal and have fun times. So right over there at the next campsite, a gentleman packed up. He left, so it's about 8:30 right now, and he did pretty good time getting up, getting out of here. I don't know how much earlier than me he woke up, but he was already awake when I got done snoring.
He was awake since like 6 in the morning.
Oh well, if he's been awake since 6 and you've been awake.
5. I've been awake since like 5. So.
Oh wow. Okay. So you let me sleep in.
Yeah, I'm the early bird. You're the person who snores and annoys everyone, wakes them up.
Yeah.
I texted you, which obviously you can't hear it with your
No,
earplugs in.
not with earplugs.
You can't hear your snoring with earplugs in.
Nope. That's one thing. Sleeping with your head down a little bit in a hammock, all that stuff drains into your head a little bit, and so I tend to snore a lot more that way. At home, I try to have like wedge pillow and sleep up. Cracker.
Good crackers.
Okay.
Just don't drop it.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Dun 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 dun. Biscuits in the house. Got our biscuits and gravy.
We're not in a house.
Hey, yes we are.
House
Mountain house.
Interesting.
Somebody out there remembers the 90s. They'll be like, hey man, that was like the coolest song ever.
Slap.
You don't like being filmed eating?
No, I hate being filmed eating.
Oh.
Oh, Batman.
It's wonderful.
Batman Robin meme that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Smack! So biscuits and gravy are good as always. I heard they changed their formula.
Very biscuity.
But I don't know, I think this is still one of the older bags.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's more like a biscuit. I heard the new ones have real small pieces to them.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
A little different consistency on the newer ones, but I get a lot of these either through Walmart. I'll find them on sale sometimes at the end of the season, or I'll go on Sierra Trading Post and I'll find stuff like this real cheap. So I get a backpacker meal for about $7, which, yeah, it's still expensive, but a lot better than like 10 to 14 bucks that you get at, you know, all the big stores. You just gotta kind of be selective, and sometimes, you know, if you get stuff off season, if it's not a stereotypical camping store, you know, they'll just kind of go through the motions of, hey, we're going to rotate our stock out, and you know, end of the season you'll get a deal on it. My wonderful blueberries and oatmeal there. Or as my daughter said, tastes like old people.
It does taste like old people.
I don't know what old people taste like.
Well, me either, but I'm assuming, you know.
I didn't add any sugar or anything, but it's good. It's hearty, it's healthy.
Old nursing home flavor.
It's better than funeral flavor.
No, I'd prefer funeral flavor. Probably would taste like cedar and dirt.
No, it tastes like some sort of lilacs.
See, that'd be pretty good.
It would.
Yeah, better than...
Lilacs and formaldehyde?
Yeah. Better than dust and formaldehyde.
Dust.
Tastes like ashes. Yes.
So you're talking about having a song stuck in your head?
Yeah. Do you
What
want
was
me
it?
to say the song?
Sure.
Oh, well, I'm not going to sing it. The Hazy Shade of Winter. I like the guitar.
Hazy Shade of Kitten? Meow, not a cow, unibrow. It's a hazy shade of kitten. No?
You're a little off, but...
Well, you know, I still got raspy throat.
I just think you're old.
Mood!
You're old.
Yes, I'm truly Metamucil.
Pretty soon you'll be tasting like this oatmeal.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
You're welcome. I wonder if the ghost goes camping with us.
I don't know. Depends if it's overly attached.
A really attached girlfriend.
So what do you think about my Halloween idea from a video?
I like it. If I could, do you think I could bring my friend with me?
Maybe.
She loves, like, cemeteries and stuff. Yay! Oh! It's me.
So, I'm thinking about a Halloween special idea, if I can get there. I've heard different stories. At one time, it said it was a private road, closed off, but I did read an article that it might be open. So, north of Salt Lick Nature Preserve, near Valmeyer and Columbia, Illinois, there's this big bluff, and it's called like Eagle Bluff or something like that. Anyways, so they have this Miles Cemetery on top, and this thing dates back from 1806. So there's people there that were actually Revolutionary War fighters that were buried up there. The last person who was buried there was in like 1973 or 78 or something. But there's a lot of people from like the Revolutionary War up there. And then there's, I think, 4 wars. Maybe a War of 1812. I think like Spanish-American War and some other stuff. Well, anyways, so a lot of veterans and that up there. But the guy that had the land, this Miles dude, donated the land and started the cemetery. Well, he designed this mausoleum up there. It's kind of like a, you know, triangle shape, and it looks like it's built into the hill. So he died like 3 months before the thing was supposed to get done, and they said that his body was like hanging out in a casket in the parlor of his home, and his maid was like dusting him off and all that. Yeah, and they claim that he grew like a 3-inch beard, like, you know, more than mine.
Maybe his, like...
I'm thinking, I don't know about that part.
Maybe his face just, like, shrunk up. Maybe he had a lot of fat on his face.
Could be.
Excuse me. Because I know people are like, oh, your nails grow when you die. That's not true. The skin just shrinks, and so it looks like they're growing.
So, anyways,
you sure for that?
He got buried in there. His wife got buried in there. There were some other folks that were buried there. There was a judge that also, I think, was a soldier named Shadrach or something like that. Well, anyways, he's buried out there. And in the 1960s and 70s, though, they said that the cemetery really got into disrepair. So people were out there a bunch of hippies, a bunch of Satanists were out there. They totally took out the iron gate, wrought iron and all that. So they've got a GoFundMe account that they're trying to get funds privately just to get that gate back eventually. I think they said like 25 grand to do that. And then there's like a few caretakers in the area who are helping take care of it on their own nickel. But the cemetery gets by on private donations. The Monroe County finally like went and put it back into like active cemetery status and everything. So I think people can actually get buried out there again. But back in the 60s and 70s, when all these people were vandalizing it, they broke in to the mausoleum through the crypts and like just took bodies out, were burning them for like satanic rituals and sacrifices and stuff.
So it's probably haunted.
Yeah, so they're like, it's probably haunted. There was graffiti, old pictures where there was graffiti all over the place. And I think the caretakers have cleaned a lot of that stuff up. Sounds like they got security cameras out there now. But I was reading a story, somebody said when they were out there as a kid that like their friend or their brother was out there and went in the mausoleum and there was like still pieces of like bone with skin attached and teeth and stuff. Yeah. So eventually they cleared all that out and I guess properly interred all that stuff. But the more recent pictures I've seen online, all the crypts look like they're empty. So I don't know if everything's been cleared out or if there's still anything in there. But the place kind of has a vibe of like the Return of the Living Dead.
Sorry.
So then the stuff being up on top of a cliff kind of gives you that like original Pet Cemetery Indian burial site kind of look, because this used to be an Indian burial site.
Maybe you'll get hit by a semi truck.
Yeah, I hope not.
Oh, stab your ankles.
Yeah. I don't know if I get hit by a semi. Will I get some gauges?
If I get hit by the semi,
that's the
will I go
Pet
to the cemetery?
Yeah, cemetery. Hey, whatever you do, if you're in Oregon, don't be dysentery. You might die of it.
Oh, don't dysentery.
Yeah, don't dysentery. You might die of it. Die from dysentery.
Hey, Dad, want to see a goth?
No. Oh my gosh. A goat moth.
It's a goat moth.
Show the people.
I'll show the people.
Show the people. They need to see it.
It's a goth.
A goat moth.
It's amazing.
God, the goofy conversations that we have.
Talking about the cameraman of my life must be under so much stress because I'm just constantly talking.
So anyways, we've got a Forte Shark Rendezvous that I'm going to probably go to next weekend.
Hopefully
if they don't cancel it. So
it's in my eye.
That'll make a cool present for me. They canceled it last year. It's supposed to be like the 50th anniversary last year. So technically it's the 51st, but I think their logos and stuff are going to reference the anniversary of the 50th. So I'd be curious to see what kind of stuff they got in terms of swag.
Swag?
Yeah.
We should get more bottles. More root beer.
Yeah, they make homemade root beer. You get big turkey legs, all sorts of stuff there.
And turkey legs, but like not the greasy Disney ones with like the fat still on it.
Yeah.
Like
you can get, you know, corn on a cob on a stick, all sorts of stuff.
And with apple in its mouth.
Yeah, the people that go there to the Rendezvous,
they dedicate stuff to it.
They're
like,
all period authentic. I mean, they have to be.
Yeah, it's cool.
They camp out overnight. Boy Scouts, when I was a kid, we used to go out there actually with other troops, and we'd camp out overnight. And then in the morning of the festival, we'd go there in the winter rendezvous. So they usually have one in June, and they have one around like beginning of November-ish. And we did the November one. It was nice and cold. We woke up, we made little donuts and stuff with little Pillsbury biscuits, poking a hole, frying them, and then putting powdered sugar and cocoa and stuff on them.
Cocoa.
So, and cinnamon, all that stuff. So it was pretty good. I remember it. Fond memories. And we also mixed coffee and hot chocolate together. It's kind of like Cocoa Crisp. So it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, they teach us how to do like utensil-free cooking, different techniques. You know, use an onion, outside. Basically put your hamburger in and cook that in the coals, or you know, there's other things you could do, orange rinds or whatever. Then you use the paper bag with the, you know, bacon and eggs and all that stuff in there. Mine always burned. Poach an egg in a, you know, water cup, stuff like that. But anywho, fun times. But down the road from there, that's outside of Prairie du Rocher. And if you go up this bluff road, go north, you've got Full Tilt Prairie, White Rock Nature Preserve. Those are all up on the bluffs. And you keep going north, you'll hit Old Ballmeyer. And that town flooded in '93. They moved it up on the bluffs, but that's where Salt Lick, Newman Trail, all that stuff that I've referenced in videos is at. So a little north of that, on the bluff road, it kind of weaves around and goes out towards Columbia, Illinois, to the north. And basically, that's where that Miles Cemetery is. Way up on top of the bluff. Looks cool as heck. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to go out there, if I can, if I'm legally allowed to. I don't get chased off. You know, it sounds like people can go out there. They had a News Channel 5 video report, I think in 2018, about it. And I also saw an article, they were talking about the caretaker and some stuff. He does dowsing rod stuff.
Cool.
So you can find graves and water and building structures and all that sort of stuff.
I'm gonna get some.
I don't quite buy the, hey, if it drifts left versus right, you know, it's boy versus girl in a grave. I don't know, that's going a little too far, but I understand the whole magnetic effect, you know, because of copper and all that, and I mean, so I get that, because you can see that through, you know, aperture ground penetrating radar and stuff. You can see where the Earth's been disturbed, so it's not a big surprise a dowsing rod would work. But anyways, that's what the caretaker guy does, in addition to his construction stuff. But it's very noble that people are going out there, cleaning that up, helping to take care of it, because, I mean, yeah, somebody's family is out there, you know, it's not something you want to destroy. Same with nature, you want to take care of it. You know, but it'd be kind of cool just to check it out, see how it is, see the old historic stuff, see the view up there from top of the bluff, and see what it's like. Hopefully there's no zombies or anything. They do say that sometimes if you have digital photography, you might see some white streaks or something. Ghosts, ooh, you know.
I should bring.
Yeah. So something. The other place I want to check out too, when the weather gets colder, all the leaves and the poison ivy and junk die off, I want to go out to another place out there up the road north of that. It's called Terry Spring.
Don't dysentery.
Just don't be dysentery, yeah. So there's like a bluff, and there's a natural water spring coming out of the bluff. It doesn't freeze up over the winter, but you got to hike a bit off of the road, so I still got to work out the logistics of where I'm parking there to get up there. So it is on GPS, on Google Maps. You can look for Terry Spring and actually find it on Bluff Road near Columbia, Illinois. So that's a place I'm going to probably check out sometime too. Probably not a whole lot there, just water coming out of a rock basically, but if it's cool enough, I'll take some people out there. So been having a lot of fun lately, mixed in with all the illness I've had. I had the tick bite, I had bronchial irritation flare up. Usually get it in the fall and spring, but I got it in the summer. Happens. And then I had some other junk last weekend. I got real sick for a few days, so I'm on the mend, but you know, ups and downs, so is life. But now I'm just musing and rambling. I think I'm gonna wrap up for a little while, enjoy my breakfast, get stuff taken down, and get out of here before any more rain comes, and maybe do a hike or two. So fun times. Kammok from Alabama. The only dang thing in the whole wide world better than Kammok is about every other brand out there. The lines suck, the line locks, finicky. Ridgeline, yeah. get something else.
Well, the fun part, taking down camp. Stuffing the top quilts into the stuff sack. Drape back the tarps. And my daughter's tarp did a lot better. She didn't get a bunch of splash up like I did. So her tarp's fairly dry. A little bit of humidity here and there, but just the nature of how much it rained, to be expected. Be wrapping up here in a little bit, and be fun to get out on the trail. Yes, the fun part, putting stuff away. And then when I take it home, I get to take it all back out again and dry it. That's just the way we roll. Under quilts are a bit damp. The top quilts aren't too bad, but I'll still probably air them out a little bit. Hammocks definitely are wet. I'm going to have to employ my little wall hook system probably to air them out at home, or just wait for the sun to come out and just air them out outside. Yeah, not too bad. Some daughters over here making Ed Sheeran toes. Photoshopping stuff of pictures her friends took of their feet and stuff, and putting Ed Sheeran's face on the toes and all sorts of goofy stuff. So I'm glad that stuff didn't exist when I was a kid. Otherwise I wouldn't be outdoors as much. So, you want to let them hear your crow calls?
Oh, maybe. Don't point it at me.
Yeah.
If this goes badly, cut it out. Is that okay?
Yeah, except that the Spanish crow, it's got rolling R's.
He responded back to me.
Cool. So is that your friend Russell Crowe or Cheryl Crow?
James.
James?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I guess he's the least famous one. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Woohoo! Almost done. I get to play with this rat's nest.
Fun.
Yeah. So this was one of the things I did not like about this Kammok suspension. The ropes tangle very easily. The line locks slipped a lot, and so I had to do auxiliary knots around the tree to keep this from slipping. And part of the problem too was with the trees being as close together as they were, probably only like 12 feet apart, we didn't have a good optimum angle on the suspension ropes to get this stuff to stay well. I understand why they make them like this. For people that don't know how to tie knots, it makes it simpler for them. It's probably cheaper for them to do it too, but there's times like this where it's kind of a pain in the behind to get this all off of here. But if you learn a few knots, it'll always save your keister when you're camping. So you can learn Hennessy hammock style knots, packaging style knots, different hitches and whatnot, and you can make an unworkable situation workable. So this is all nice and rolled up now. I'm gonna pack this up with the rest of the stuff and get the dry bags here. So pretty much packed up. I think we're gonna finish this up, take stuff up to the car, go freshen up a little and do a little hiking.